How's everyone doing? Welcome back to another episode of The Banker Next Door. I am your host, Dr. Joe Berquist. Today, I wanted to talk to everybody a little bit about artificial intelligence and how that is starting to creep into the banking sphere, and just give everybody a little update on kind of what's going on there. So I want to bring in and I want to go over a few articles here today. So the first article I'm bringing you is from S&P Global Market Intelligence, and this is called Generative AI, a growing priority for banks, with 1 in 5 launching applications. So 1 in 5 banks globally have launched or are about to launch applications based on generative AI technology, with use cases ranging from training call centers to detecting fraud. About 20% of retail and commercial banks have rolled out generative AI solutions or are ready to launch them immediately. EY's research based on responses from 151 retail and commercial lenders found that 45% of banks are already investing in generative AI, and that 29% of banks' innovation budgets are dedicated to it. Most retail banks globally are prioritizing use cases focused on customer experience, risk management, and revenue generation. The key is identifying high-value, low-complexity tasks, and top uses include categorizing new customers, personalized product recommendations, and real-time fraud detection. And then it goes on to say, like, ABN AMRO, and a couple other companies, Google LLC parent Alphabet is spending more than $11 billion on capital expenditures each quarter, about 50% more than before OpenAI's LLC ChatGPT was released in 2022. Microsoft Corp, OpenAI's largest investor, spent as much on CapEx in the most recent quarter as it did in the whole of fiscal 2018. So, and I'm going to get into that more in a second. So you have this kind of mad dash to spend an insane amount of money here on this artificial intelligence, but mainly the chips that go in behind artificial intelligence. So you've got a bunch of banks now starting to dabble with this generative AI, and they're saying that the use cases are, on retail, trying to find these like high value, low complex tasks that they can take advantage of and try to get the most out of. Okay, that's one thing. Now let's take a look at another thing. So I came across this article here. Forget passwords and badges. Your body is your next security key, okay? Biometric scanning and AI advances means security systems could use traits from your gait to your gaze to unlock your your company's building and systems. So let's scroll down here for a minute. So biometric experts envision a seamless experience. As soon as you arrive at the parking lot, your geolocation is fed into a system from the phone that has been given to you. As soon as you come through the front door, facial recognition could open the door and could also unlock your computer. The technology could do away with the hassle of forgotten badges and regular password resets and fortify companies' protection against cyber attacks. But it also raises concerns about the ways the data could be used beyond security and whether employers should have this level of insight into their workers' bodies and behavior at all. Yes, I don't know. I'll say it this way. I don't know what in the fresh hell this would be, but this is not something I would ever in a million years partake in. I would never allow some company to scan all of my biometric data and then have that on hand and be able to geolocate me all day long from the phone that I have that they gave me or whatever. Now I know a lot of you out there are probably sitting there saying right now, well, Joe, I have a cell phone and my company is probably geolocating me and they're probably tracking me around and watching what I'm doing throughout the day and stuff like that. So yes, that a lot of that stuff is undoubtedly already happening, but this takes it to a whole nother level. And while the first article points to AI saying, oh yeah, well, we're going to do all this nice stuff to, try to increase efficiencies and do things for the customer and everything else. there's this whole other side to this that basically is, oh yeah, we're gonna scan in all your biometric data, we're gonna track you, we're gonna know when you go to the bathroom, what you're doing. Yeah, that's called slavery. Yeah, they're gonna basically make you a slave at your own work, and that just scares me to death. That just scares me to death. And let's take a look at a final article here. So this is Sam Altman. This dude, I'll say it right up front, this dude scares me to death. Okay, I got 3 times in my life, the first time I saw somebody, I was like, oh no, 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 that person's bad news. Okay, first time I ever saw Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook, the minute I laid eyes on that guy, I was like, yeah, no. Sam Bankman-Fried from FTX. Okay, the minute I saw that dude on CNBC, I was like, no, no. And then Sam Altman. The minute I saw Sam Altman up there, the guy just, he gave me the heebie-jeebies the minute I saw him. And there's something about the dude that comes off as borderline nutbag. And and I think a lot of it is this kind of Silicon Valley mentality, this whole, like, this whole mantra of move fast and break things. Um, I think AI is so much scarier than a lot of the other technology that came before it in certain regards, because of, just again, this whole notion. Like, I think this guy, he's looking here, he wants to raise $7 trillion because he needs more chips. He needs more chips to fuel these insanely large data centers, which is going to suck up all this data, which is the underpinning of all the AI technology that they're trying to create and trying to push out. And they want to create this singularity, this AI god that will then create other AI. And this is not like conspiracy theory stuff. This is them. They have this. I've heard Sam Altman say these things. I have heard other people in the tech sphere of AI or Silicon Valley big tech people say this about, they want to create this AI god. Elon Musk has talked about this endlessly. It's this race to create this AI god, and these guys want this insane amount of money to go out there and just pump all this and make it happen. Like I said, this is why the Nvidia stock is going through the roof. This is why all the semiconductor stocks, whether they're creating, whether they are whether they're a company like ARM that designs the chips, whether they're one of the other companies that provides the equipment for the AI supply chain. If you go back and look at the review I did of the book Chip War, which is an entire history of the semiconductor industry, you'll go back and you'll see a lot of what I'm talking about in that review. Chip War is an incredibly powerful book, and you've really got to read that to understand kind of how things have evolved to, where they are today. But just a lot of this stuff that's happening is just kind of highly unnerving. And I guess I see a lot of the potential benefits of AI, but I also see a potential world coming that terrifies me, and that I'm not really in favor of. And so and it's kind of crazy because I think you got to look at, like, well, I don't think we really have a great understanding of where the government is in this. Like, does the government want to use AI to our benefit, or do they want to use it to our detriment? Do they want to use it to, suck up all this type of biometric data on us and then put us in a database, just like China has on all of their citizens, and then suck us into some kind of almost like a totalitarian state? It's a lot, just a lot of crazy stuff here. And I know I'm kind of going off in a tangent with this, but I just want people to, I wanted to point out here just what was going on. That banks are starting to dabble a lot more into AI. They are going into this. However, there's a lot of companies that are looking at this not just from a customer benefit or like an efficiency benefit, but they're also looking at it from a security benefit. And the security is against you, not against the customer or fraud. It's against you as the employee. And that's something a little alarming. And like I said, this is where all these companies are going. These companies are all pushing for this. They're all going down this rabbit hole. So like I said, so I hope people find this interesting. And again, this is something that I'm sure I'll be doing a lot more episodes on AI in the next year or so, and basically how this is going to affect banking, how it's going to affect the financial services industry as a whole, whether it's insurance or financial advisory or real estate, what have you. But like I said, we'll keep an eye on it. A lot more to come, and I'd be really interested in people's comments on this. Like, if you have comments on this, please, leave them in the comment section below. I'd really be interested to hear people's takes on this and what they think. So please make sure to leave some comments, and like I said, I would love to get back to people on this just to get your take on this topic. But again, to wrap up, if you like this episode, please make sure to like, share, subscribe. That always helps the channel. Make sure to check out some of my other episodes, and I will be back again real soon. Thanks a lot, everybody.